Fuck.
Y'all are going to have to give me a minute, but today we're going to be talking about New Year's resolutions, and of course I will be joined by none other than my boy from No Cut Cards, Kevin. Kevin, how are you doing, brother?
What's up, buddy? How you doing?
I'm fucking doing amazing, trying to figure out how to share this live out to people because I've had 3 people say, hey, send me the link so I know where to go.
Yeah,
And
they can do it next time.
It's like it's not showing up. I know we're live, guys. Like it shows us live. So anyways, like I said, we're going to be talking about, there it is. Hey, I got it working. How do I share it out though? There it is. All right. So what we're going to be talking about is New Year's resolutions and how they are fucking bullshit. Straight out. I'm sorry, but most people that start a New Year's resolution, at least 90% of them quit it. Okay. So with that said, I know my boy over here had something he wanted to say about it. What do you think about New Year's resolutions?
Well, they're bullshit. They're complete horseshit. If you need to give yourself a goal because it's a new year, why can't you do it throughout the year? You know, in all honesty, like what, just because January 1st means you're going to all of a sudden tackle that shit you've been trying to tackle for the last 10 or 15 years. No, it's all crap.
Yeah. I mean, I know I stated on, I know when we were talking about this on TikTok, through videos, of course. By the way, if you guys don't know, go over to TikTok, the No Official Cut Cards, right?
The official, you got it. You're close.
The official No Cut Cards. God dang. The official No Cut Cards on TikTok. Check him out. Amazing guy. But with that said, you know I stated, instead of making a New Year's resolutions, like you said, think about all the New Year's resolutions you've had in the past. Write them down. Put them on a piece of paper, stick them to your window, whatever. But I mean, that's going to be your best bet to go about that, right? And I would like to say, for those of you guys that are over on YouTube, I am not paying attention to YouTube anymore. I posted on.
You mean Facebook?
Yeah, Facebook. Sorry, YouTube. Oh, we got 6 comments on. My bad, y'all. My bad. Nick's Travelars, what's up? Renee, welcome in. Thank you, Nick. What's up, Kyle? Driven Vision, welcome in. So anyways, once again, I'm not paying attention to Facebook. I know we're live over on Facebook, but I don't even have it up. So I can't see any comments from Facebook. So if y'all want to comment or you all want to be a part of this, please do me a favor. Go over to YouTube. Look up empowered_mindset 26. You'll see my logo. This little guy right here. And boom. What's up, Megan? All right. So anyways, like I said, if you want to do a New Year's resolution, go through, take a piece of paper, write them all down, stick them to your damn mirror, and go in your bathroom and apologize to yourself because every one of those is a goal that you cannot complete, that you did not complete. And hold yourself accountable because I'm going to tell you right now, every one of those goals could have happened had you worked on it and not gave up. There is a month in January called Quitting Day. Did you know that? A day in January called Quitting Day. It's the first or second Friday of the month of January, because you make your New Year's resolutions all throughout. From the Christmas to New Year's Day, you make these New Year's resolutions. This is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to do. But guess what? The funny thing is, you always quit within the first 2 weeks of January. Okay, now I love going to the gym, especially at the first part of the year. Because especially last year, it was funny as heck because the gym would be packed, right? And me and a couple of the other guys were there going there every day. We were like, well, it'll be about 6 months, maybe 3 months, and this gym will start to slim down. And sure enough, right at that 3-month mark, the gym slims down. It's funny as heck.
Yep,
you'll see people in there pushing their ass off, and then boom. I know you said in one of your videos, if you want it, you got to work for it, right?
That's right. And that's what, it feels good in the very beginning. You do something like, oh, hell yeah, this is awesome. and then you stop, and then you're like, oh, this is too hard, and you stop. And the problem with the New Year's resolution shit is there's no one to hold you accountable for it. Like you think you do your job every day. Why do you go every day? If not, you'll be fired, reprimanded, whatever, suspended, whatever the case may be. Well, when you do your job, why do you do it right? Because if you don't, get a whole job, someone holds you accountable for it. Because if you don't, you fuck shit up, and as a consequence. But when you have the New Year resolutions, there's no accountability except for yourself. So you automatically going into this shit and subconsciously knowing you're not going to do it. Because if you don't, what happens? Oh well, just do it next year.
I'm just saying, if I don't go to work every day and I don't do my job proficiently, I normally wind up not being able to have lights. And give me 1 second, guys. 1 second.
Oh shit! Where am I? Oh, there he is.
It'd be really hard to see me. Dude, there's so many lights I gotta change. Be really hard to see me. Give me my light. When it looks like this, it looks like shit, doesn't it?
Yep.
Okay, that's why I have lights. So I go to work to pay my bills, so I can have lights, I can have internet. I'm able to do this. We were not on last night, just so everyone knows. I actually wound up having to work, and I'm sorry, guys, but overtime, it's like I'm going for the overtime. I don't get paid enough to do my job as it stands, so when they offer me overtime, I'm jumping for that. But so with that said, if you're going to do a New Year's resolution, do the ones that you wish you would have done 2 and 3 years ago. Make a list. Make a list of all the New Year's resolutions that you have and go down the list and itemize them on what you can complete now. So like one of my New Year's resolutions was to give up smoking. Guess what? That's what I'm working on. I'm still smoking, but I'm working on it. I'm going to be quitting. Another one that I desperately want to do, which is becoming a personal trainer. I'm working on it. Am I going to become one? Who the fuck knows? I won't know until Friday, that Friday when it's quitting day, right? My New Year's resolution is to get better at my landscape photography and hold my workout buddy accountable. Well, that's kind of, no offense, but that's kind of like putting yourself, and I'm saying the second part, that's kind of putting yourself at a possible failure because you're holding someone else accountable to something that you can't technically do. They have to hold themselves accountable.
Yeah, I mean, you hold them accountable, but it's what's the consequence if they don't? So what are you gonna say if you don't do this? What happens? That's one of the issues. Like you can't, if someone else doesn't want to do something, you can't make them do it.
Kevin, if you don't do this, I'm going to give you the biggest tongue lashing you've ever got.
Right. Yeah, exactly. It's like,
look at this guy. I brought it up before the show. I brought it up to him before the show. Hang on, one more time. All right, mine is don't die, just make it. That's a great resolution, Yvonne. That's an amazing one. But like I said, New Year's resolutions are kind of setting yourself up for failure. But I brought this up before the show. Okay, you see me like this. Lean back there, Kevin. Show everyone what you're working with. Lean back.
I'm good, just like this.
This dude literally looks like he's in the gym and lives there, okay? Me, I'm like, yeah, okay, yeah. How the fuck am I going to hold that motherfucker accountable? I can't hold him accountable. But no, seriously.
You made me feel bad.
I made you feel bad.
I said you make me feel bad.
I mean,
you hurt my
how am I going to do that?
You're not.
You can't. I mean, if you're strong-willed, you have a strong mind, you're not. But that's not what we're talking about here. What we're talking about is New Year's resolutions, right? Why would you dare to make another promise to yourself that you cannot complete? Because you've already proven in the past that you can't complete the other resolutions. So why don't we start here? Make your list of resolutions that you did not complete, whether, I don't care what it is. You start there, you write them all down. Okay, write them all down, stick them on a piece of paper on the wall somewhere where you're going to see it every day. Of course, after you itemize it on what you can complete right now. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, well, my New Year's resolution is to be a millionaire by the end of the year. Motherfucker, you ain't even got $2. How the fuck are you going to be a millionaire by the end of the year? Make them realistic. Make them realistic. That's it. It's not hard. Okay, you
Yeah.
got to make it realistic. You got to make sure you're able to do it, because if you're not able to do it, you're oh, I want to be a millionaire. Really? How you going to do that with fucking negative $5 in your bank account?
Well, as far as a New Year's resolution, that's the thing, is like, to make a New Year's resolution, it means that yes, you have a time frame. You have, okay, this year I'm going to do this. Well, the problem is, look back at all the other ones that you haven't completed in 2 years, 5 years, 10 years. What, in what life do you sit here and think that, oh, well, if I make one that, this time I'm gonna make one that this year I'm gonna do. Well, you haven't done the other ones in 10 years. So do the other ones first. Don't make it a resolution. Make it just a fucking goal. Like, hey, you know what? How about make it a goal to say, I'm not going to make a New Year's resolution. I'm just going to complete some of the shit that I said I was going to do in the past.
Exactly.
And then and when you do that, you've completed everything. Well, even some of it, you completed those things that took you 10 years now to figure out. You did them in 1 year.
Now think about this. Okay, say I had a New Year's resolution to quit drinking 5 years ago, but I quit drinking, 2 years ago. Guess what? Boom. You just did it right there.
You still did it.
You became, you handled a New Year's resolution. So that's a pass. So once you see that written down, well, I know 5 years ago I wanted to quit drinking. Guess what? I already quit drinking. Boom. That's one you can check off. You can be proud of yourself. These are accomplishments and short celebrations that you can actually do right then and there. Well, I've already completed this. Yeah, it may have taken me long, but I've completed it, even though I said I was going to quit. I said I was going to quit 5 years ago. It took me 2 years to quit, but hey, I did it, or 3 years to quit, but hey, I did it. This actually will hold yourself accountable and also make you realize exactly where you are at, where you're at in your life, that, hey, I completed these goals, even though I didn't realize I did it. Okay.
Yep.
So one goal I had, my biggest goal I had when I was in Ohio, and I know a lot of people know the story between me and my kids in Ohio. My goal was to get my kids back, right? My birthday, I still hadn't got my kids back. It took me 2 years to get my kids back, right, from CPS out in Ohio. When I got them back, mind you, the caseworker did tell me the only way I'd ever get my kids back would be, what was it? How'd she put it? The only way you're ever going to get your kids back if you suddenly became a woman and their mom. That literally crushed my soul, because I knew somewhere there was some truth in it, right? So, yes, my birthday is December 31st. I thought we established this. No, that crushed my soul. That literally made me want to give up on everything. But guess what? I didn't. I kept fighting it. Wound up getting my kids back in right after COVID, because finally, and I'm going to tell you right now, a lot of people had trouble with COVID. COVID was actually a blessing for me. It really was, because I was finally able to stand up in court and talk without being shushed by the police officer and the prosecuting attorney that was there, or whatever the heck it was. But like I said, these little goals that you have, that you've got wrote down, I got my kids back. I may not have got them back the year I wanted to, but I got them back. Okay, so that was a celebration of a New Year's resolution that I completed. Okay, so say, let me see. I did see someone put some. Okay, Nick, you said your New Year's resolution is to get better at my landscape photography. Well, how do you get better? You practice, right? You practice. Now, you also learn how to edit. That was one of the things I mentioned in my video. Editing, that's a goal I have. I want to get better at editing. It's not a New Year's resolution. What it is this is a skill I want to learn how to do. Okay. So once again, in order for you to complete goals, that's what a resolution is. It's a goal you hope to quit, or you hope to start, whatever. In order to complete those, you have to hold yourself accountable, and you have to work at it. And it's going to be hard. Let's go back to the very first podcast me and Kevin did together, which was Laws of Attraction. I stated I wanted to do a podcast. We did it that night. Guess what happened? Everything in my life literally fell down to where it's like, no, you're not doing this thing. We still did it. Okay. Lost my car. Damn near lost my job. I mean, all this shit was all piling up. And no, I really didn't feel like doing my first podcast. And here we are. What is this? The third or fourth podcast?
Mm-hmm.
Fifth? I don't even remember. I can find out right now.
Yeah, there's a third one.
1, 2, 3.
Or fourth.
It's the fourth podcast. Look, we're at 4 podcasts we've done. I stated Friday at 9:00. I had to make a quick judgment last night. Well, I got to work. I could use the extra money. So we're going to do the podcast the next day. Over 100. Yeah. Over 100 views on the first podcast. I'd love to get this one up this high, Because I'm telling you right now, New Year's resolutions are only bullshit if you don't put in the fucking hard work. And Kevin says it straight out. No one's going to push you to do it. You have to be willing to put in the work yourself, right?
Yeah, that's right. But seriously, but it's all about holding yourself accountable for it. I mean, I think that really is the basics of it. It really is. That's the basics. Because again, if you make a goal and you don't do it, what happens? Nothing. You're in the same spot you are now.
Exactly.
That you are now before you fucking do it. Right now, I guarantee you. So if you said, well, I'm gonna quit smoking for the end of the year. Okay. Well, if someone said, all right, well, if you don't, I'm gonna literally put this gun to your forehead and pull the trigger. Guarantee you'll stop smoking by the end of the year.
Oh, yeah.
Right? It's because now you're being held accountable. Because if you don't, there's a consequence. So everyone has to kind of understand that if you make a goal, just make it so like you have to understand. But well, I guess make it so then no one's gonna hold you to it. But the consequence is you feeling like shit for not actually fucking doing it.
Like, I just want to put it out there. We do have a true fan in here. She just sent me a picture of us up on her living room TV. I think that's fucking badass. You rock. I'm not going to mention any names because I don't want to embarrass them. But yeah, all I'm saying is it's not bad to make goals. What's bad is if you don't push yourself to complete those fucking goals. You know I talk a lot about Two Vets Canine. You think Two Vets had it easy starting off a fucking a vet nonprofit for freaking dogs? That's got to be one of the hardest things you could sell. I mean, come on now. You're in a town and you're trying to sell a product to people, training their dogs and helping veterans at the same time. That's got to be one of the hardest things to do. But he started in 2016. Here it is, 2024, and he's coming back again after his break to do it again. I know Kevin, you're a mindset coach, right? So what would be, say I came to you and I said, Kevin, I want to gain weight and I want to start my business. I want to get this stuff going, but I don't know where to start. What would be the first thing you tell me?
Look in the mirror and see if you actually want to do it or not. See if it's something you actually want to do. Like really look in the mirror, stare at yourself and say, dude, is this what I want to fucking do? And if the first thing comes to your mind is yes, then that's when you start. But until you actually really want to do it, don't even fucking bother. If you think, oh, well, I can do it on my spare time or I can do it here, unless you're dedicated to it, you're not going to do shit.
Okay, so I tell you, I looked in the mirror. I really want to do it. I've already got the stuff set up to start this business or whatever, but I don't know where to start, where to go from there. The problem is, and this is one of the things that I do want to state, and this is one of the things that Kevin states to his people, and it's, you've got to put in the fucking work. I'm going to say this right now. If you decide that, hey, you need a mindset coach, you decide to call Kevin over at No Cut Cars to actually try to help you get a plan of action for your life, I'm going to tell you right now, his number one rule, don't bullshit him. He'll be able to know. He's dealt with enough people. You can tell when someone's bullshitting you, straight up.
Well, for the most part, yeah. But it's all comes down to it's don't waste my time. Don't waste your own time. Like if you have any doubts, everyone has doubts that things are going to work. Everyone, it's fear of failure. Everybody has that. But if you're not willing to bypass that, then just don't fucking start because you're going to quit. I mean, that's it. And if someone were to say, oh, okay, well, I want to start a business. Okay, cool. That's great. How bad do you want to start it? I really want to start it. Okay. Well, what have you done to look into it? Oh, I don't know. I just want to start it. Then you don't care. Because if you say I want to start a business, I'll say, okay, well, have you got your LLC? How do you go get your LLC? Like what kind of funding do you need? Do you have an inventory? Like, what are you selling? What's your service? Oh, I don't know. Then you really don't give a fuck.
I must say this right now for everyone. And if you want to start something, you want to do something, before you call any mindset coach or anyone else that's trying to fucking help you, see this beautiful piece of equipment here that everyone has normally attached to their hands, and they're always constantly doing that. I mean, you'll see me doing that during the podcast. That's every bit of humanity's fucking information in one stop right there. How do I form an LLC? Look at this. Well, multiple sites on how to form an LLC. Like, put in the work before you call someone. Be like, look, I've already started researching it. I've started looking at my state laws. I mean, you've got to do the research before you call someone for mindset coaching or motivation or anything like that. Do the research. Do the fucking research. Because I'm going to tell you right now, that's the first question that's going to be asked. Well, how far have you gone on your plans? I mean, it's not that fucking hard to do the research and show that you really want it. Because if you really want it, you would already do it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, one thing, and I know a lot of you guys know, I've wanted to do this podcast for a long time. Two Vets Canine. You know, he's always told me, he goes, well, let's do it. Well, let's do it. Let's do it. The difference between Two Vets telling me to do it, Kevin telling me to do it. Kevin said, why haven't you started? How about this? We start this day. Boom. That set it up right there. I'm like, fuck you, dude. Yeah, I'm going to do it. I mean, I'm not like, you know, I'm not trying to be a dick, but it's fact.
Yeah.
You know, it's sometimes you just have to have someone stand up and be like, look, you've been saying it. Why haven't you done it yet? Let's go. We're going to do it this day. This is how we're going to do it.
Well, we all make things out to be bigger deals than what they are. Now, granted, you know, starting a business, running a business, successful business, that's a whole different ballgame. But everyone looks at, okay, well, if I start a business, then how do I do this? What do I do here? You know, how do I do this? Well, you're looking at in the future when you're not even started the motherfucker yet.
I'm going to say this right now, Kevin. Renee has said, thank you, Kevin. You want to know how you can thank him, Renee? Go over to the official No Cut Cards here on YouTube. Give him a subscribe because he's at 99 subscribers and we're trying to get him to 100.
Yeah.
Granted, don't get me wrong. I can use the subscribers too, so don't forget to subscribe and comment. But go over to the official No Cut Cards. I'll send you the link. Kevin's probably one of the most awesome guys you can meet. He's down to earth, no bullshit. Like he will straight up tell you, all right, well, what have you done today? What have you done to progress yourself? Like literally, I'm pretty sure the last time we talked, that's one of the things you said. What have you done? What have you been up to? And it's like, well, I've been sick, so I've been laying in bed. Well, that sounds fun. Just sick laying in bed. I'm like, okay, I've also been studying. Okay, I'll tell you, I've been studying. Okay, there. At least you're fucking doing something.
Yeah.
You know, don't let a cold or the flu or dying fucking stop you from finishing your goals. But no, that's a joke. That was a joke that probably went a little too far, but still, there you go. Y'all seen it, right? You see those traps? That dude, like, boom.
Yeah, yeah, I tell you, all this, you have to buy me a drink first. I think I know where you're going with this. You know,
I got coffee, but y'all, I'm just gonna say this: if you're gonna have goals, that's great. Goals are beautiful, but goals without actions are dreams. That's all they are.
Yep. Fuck the New Year's resolution. Mm-hmm. Don't wait till the end of the year. All you're doing is pushing it off. It doesn't make sense. It really doesn't. Oh, wait, you wait. Okay, so what? You wait till 5 days before. So, yep, this year I'm doing this. Why couldn't you have done it middle of last year or the previous this year? Why couldn't you? Why you have to wait? It's because it's a reason for you to. Is it a reason just to say, oh, now it's time to hit my goals? We should do it your whole fucking life.
Hey, Kevin, speaking of a goal, you're at 101 now.
Oh, here we go. Appreciate it.
You're a fucking Dalmatian.
There we go. There we go.
Yeah, that coffee mug's all I have left from Arizona. You're right.
But no, seriously, like, you don't need the end of the fucking year. And if you use that as an excuse, that just means that you're scared to do anything. Well, you wait till the end of the year. That's stupid. It really is. Because, okay, so why couldn't you have started this January 3rd when New Year resolutions or shit we're even talking about, or whatever, February? Why couldn't you start it then and had 10 months or whatever to do the fucking thing? It doesn't make sense. It's because everyone has that fear of failure. Everyone's scared to do this kind of shit. Everybody does. But the difference between anybody who makes it and who doesn't, they just fucking start and they keep going. That's it. Like you have to start to make it. There's no other choice. The other thing,
and we speak about this with law of attraction. In order for anyone to be successful, you have to understand how it works. Success doesn't work based off of, hey, and this is laws of attraction. I'm telling you right now, it's not going to work simply by saying, hey, I want to start a podcast, or hey, I want to start a business, or hey, I want to be a millionaire. It's not going to work just by saying it. Put in the fucking work. Laws of attraction work like this. You get your mind understanding where the fuck you want to be, and you put in the work.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, I remember too. It's what you want is what you want, but what you
Mm-hmm.
get is what you do, right?
Yeah.
So if you say I'm doing this, I am building a podcast. Well, you're doing it, even if you're not doing it. That's the thing. If you say, I really want this, but what has wanting gotten you in the past however many years? Nothing. But as soon as you say, you know what, I'm fucking doing this shit just comes to you to actually be able to do it. All the tools that you need are here. They're all here.
How many people have heard the saying, want in one hand, shit in the other?
Shit in the see which one fills
Exactly.
up first.
The thing is I have someone I'm working with currently. One of the things I tell him, because he's always, well, I'm broke. Okay. So now let's use that in the past tense. Well, what do you mean? I was broke. Now I've got money. Keep your mindset going towards the fact that, hey, I want to make money. I want to get off such and such train. I want to get off the struggle bus, and I want to get on the party bus or whatever, however the hell you want to say it. But I'm saying use what's going on with you now as a past tense versus a present tense, because as long as you keep saying, well, I'm broke, you're going to remain broke, because that's the mentality you're putting yourself in.
The thing about this way, and this is why I just made a video about it. Like, you hear, well, whoever hasn't heard it is, if you start believing shit, things just happen, right? If you believe you're somebody or not, the world will start coming to you like that, right? That's how it works. And I've heard that's bullshit. It doesn't work that way. Okay, well, here's the thing. You think you're a piece of shit. You live like shit, but you're not actually a piece of shit. Mm-hmm. You just believe you are. So that's what you attract is shit, right? That works, because not everybody's a piece. No one's really a piece of shit unless they think they're one. Then that's what happens, right?
Which last night is something I said. I was like, well, I'm just a fucking piece of shit. And I fucking had to stop myself, because if you remember correctly, I was like, I'm a piece of shit. You're like, huh? I'm like, I mean,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. And that's it's think about that. Like how many even listening or we're going to listen, like how many are living a life they fucking hate, but when you really dig down deep, you think I'm stuck here. I don't deserve shit. I'm a piece of shit. I'm worthless. Yeah. Okay, well, you're living exactly what you're thinking, right?
What about those that are sitting there saying, and I've heard a lot of ladies say it. Well, I don't deserve love. I've always been treated like crap. Well,
then you're going to get that. Then you're going to get
exactly. That. You're going to attract that, because that's what you feel about yourself. Unfortunately, we always attract the stuff we feel. So in other words, like me, for a long time, I didn't feel like I was worthy of anything better than where I'm at now. But I knew I could. I knew I had the potential to be better. Right? So knowing I have the potential and fighting for that potential. Don't mind me, my seat keeps falling. Need a new hydraulic. But knowing I have the potential and then fighting for that potential is two different things. Okay, now I'm starting to fight. I'm out of that depressions area, and I'm trying to fight. Right? It's like drowning. Okay, if you want something, what's the saying? You gotta want it more than you can breathe. Right? It's like you're drowning. You want air, right? So you're drowning right now, and that goal is your air. You want that. That's how it's got to be.
Yeah, but believe you already have it. I know, again, and it's one of the hardest things to do, is to believe you actually have it. I mean, I struggle with that shit all the time. I struggle with it all the time. Everybody does. You start thinking like, man, I really wish this would happen. But you know what? When you do that, it doesn't even come in. It gets further away. When you start being like, you know what? I fucking have this, and it sounds weird because you're lying to yourself. Like, right? You're like, I'm lying to myself. Like, I don't have this. I don't have this shit. But this is from like Bob Proctor. Is like your subconscious doesn't know reality. So when you speak this shit, when you talk, you start to believe it, like actually speak it and believe it. Your subconscious doesn't know that's what the fuck is actually. It doesn't know that's not real, and it literally brings all the world to you to move towards what you want. But again, it's really hard to fucking do. But once you do it and you see it, it's like one of those things you can't unsee it.
Give me 1 second. And yeah, I agree. I completely agree. There's times that, and I'm going to use someone from the comment real quick. Yes, you feel like you're suffering and you're in pain, so therefore you're going to attract pain and suffering. Unfortunately, it's true. Once you start working on yourself, learning to love yourself, learning how to respect yourself, and I'm sorry, a lot of you motherfuckers out there don't fucking
No,
respect yourself, or you would not be watching this right now.
most people don't. Most people do not respect, and that's one of the biggest things. If you don't think you deserve shit, you won't get a fucking thing. You're gonna get what's handed to you on a shitty level, and you're gonna be like, and you're gonna be grateful you got that
And you're
shit.
like, oh, I look at it this way: women, and I'm using women because that's the most common thing that we hear about, right? Is women getting in abusive relationships, men that treat them like shit, da 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 da. Why? Because I'm sorry, it's not just, you cannot say, oh, well, it's just one guy. No, you women, and even men too, I must say it, men too, but it's more commonly heard with women because most men don't talk about this shit. I'm sorry, we don't. But everyone's constantly asking, well, why do I keep finding myself in the situation where I'm being treated like shit by these men? All men must be bad. No, it's not all men. I'm going to tell you exactly what it is. You don't respect yourself or love yourself enough to attract the love you deserve. That's fact. Okay. If you're constantly jumping into relationships where your self-value is not being seen by the guy you're with, ladies, you need to take a look in the mirror. So I don't care who you are. I don't care what you look like. Everyone deserves love. Everyone deserves respect. You should not be treated like a dog, men or women. You should be treated as what you are. We are all gifts. That's it. You deserve to be treated with respect. Now, if you are in a relationship where you are being disrespected, why the fuck stay? I did it for 13 years, so I get how hard it is. I do. Yeah, I actually do talk about that, Renee. Yeah, I have talked about that many times, and that's because we don't talk. You are correct. The suicide rates are higher with men. It's actually men make up 50% of the population, but the suicide rates are 80%, and that is true. It's because men don't talk. We don't talk because guess what? We don't talk because anytime we do, we get made fun of, we get thrown aside. It doesn't matter when we talk, so we quit talking and hide it. Now, back to the New Year's resolution thing. You want the resolution to work, you've got to work on it.
Believe you're actually going to get it. Like, believe you already did it.
Facts.
Again, it's like lying to yourself, right? But it's not, because you might be lying to yourself at the present, but when you actually do get that, it's not lying to yourself anymore because you actually do have it. You know, and again, it sounds weird, but it legit works that way. And I have, like I said, I struggle with that shit all the time. Everybody does. It's impossible just to really think that all the time. It doesn't work that way. Things go to shit, right? And you're like, man, this really fucking sucks. I wish this, I wish that. Okay, well, once you really break it down, and actually really start believing that you already took care of that issue, it gets taken care of.
Oh yeah. You know, and we had another comment from Two Vets, which I got PM'd this. He says your relationship will reflect your self-worth, and that is fact. And I kind of changed it around because it says your love relationships, but it doesn't matter if it's a love relationship or friendship. Your friendships are also the same way. If you have a friend that's constantly saying, hey, can I borrow $20? Can I borrow $20? Can I borrow $20? And one day you're broke and they have $40 and you're like, hey, can I borrow $20? Well, I need the $40 to do this or that. Think about it. Think about it. Who really holds more value in that friendship? Okay, you constantly loan them the money. Now, the one time you need the money, well, nope, I can't do that. I mean, you got to really think.
Well, okay. You are what you tolerate. You are what you tolerate, and that's what else with the New Year's resolutions and goals and shit. You've tolerated yourself not hitting those goals forever. So what? So why is it going to change? Don't tolerate the shit. Like, I'm gonna do this. I'm actually gonna do something and fucking do it. The only one stopping you is you, right? So if you tolerate shit your whole life, you tolerate the relationships, you tolerate people treating you like shit, you tolerate people taking advantage of you and shit, right? It's the same thing. You tolerate not actually succeeding, you're gonna keep not succeeding or keep failing on shit. Don't tolerate it anymore.
Hey, Nick, that's actually a really good goal, but I would not make it a New Year's resolution. And I'm going to tell you right now. So there is a difference between goals and, in my opinion, and dreams. Okay, goals can be accomplished. Dreams are what most people have that can't be accomplished. You know why they're dreams and not goals? because you're not willing to work for it.
Every
It
dream
shouldn't-
can,
Go ahead.
no, every dream can become a reality. There's
Yep,
no doubt
facts.
about it. There's no
That's
doubt, but you
facts.
just got to do it. You just got to do this shit. And it's funny because it's once you'll start you start hitting your dream, like strengthening you say your dreams, start moving towards them. It's funny because now those dreams actually become really close to reality, and now your new dreams are way higher than you ever thought before.
Yeah.
And you get close to those, and all of a sudden those dreams are here. Now these dreams, now they're reality and dreams. So like it's just a process.
That is a great point there that was brought up in the comments by Cassie. Boundaries are important. Mind you, you need to remember when you are actually trying to work on your goals, not everyone's going to give a shit about your goals. You really think my family or anyone else really gave a shit? Hey, I want to do a podcast. Or how about when I was Twitch streaming? Hey, I want to do a Twitch stream. You realize how many people actually supported me. Matter of fact, I don't see any of my family but my brother and his wife in here. I mean, sorry, let me rephrase that. I don't see any of my immediate family. In other words, not my mom, not my dad, not my sisters, none of that. They are not on this YouTube channel. They may be over on Facebook, which I'm thankful for that. But what I'm getting at, you've got to understand that not everyone's going to be behind you and not everyone's going to support you through it. You are on your own. Don't give a fuck. You are on your own, whether you're with someone or not. You are fucking on your own in this. This is your goal, your life. So, yeah, guess what that means? That means you are going to hear the negatives of everything. Everything. So what do? We say, fuck it. In my opinion, I call them earplugs in. Put your earplugs in and keep fucking moving. Because guess what? Once you hit that spot where you're up here and they're still down here saying you're not going to make it and you finally made it, guess what? They're going to be down there. They're going to be, yay, I knew you could do it. See? Just remember that. Once you're up high, everyone cheers you on. But when you're starting out, no one's cheering you on. You've got to be your own cheerleader.
Another thing with all the goals and shit, like you have goals and everybody wants support. Don't get me wrong. Everybody wants it. But the problem, I feel like a lot of people do they shoot for these goals and they expect to have the support and they don't get it. And all of a sudden they're like, fuck. And it's kind of one of those, it's kind of demotivating in a way, but that's why with everything you do, you really have to understand that it's you. If anybody wants to go along for the ride and help you out, support, that's awesome. But you have to go into everything you're doing, just really realizing that it's fucking you. It is you. It is nobody else. It doesn't matter. So next time anyone shoots for a New Year's resolution, so to speak, just look in the mirror and say, am I going to really actually fucking do this? Or am I just talking out my ass? Like, am I actually going to do this? Or am I just saying I'm going to do it because I know I'm not actually going to do it? And if you sit there and you say, I'm going to do this, hold yourself accountable and just fucking do it.
You know, a good question I have, and I've wondered, I've never researched it. I don't plan on researching because I really don't care. What if New Year's resolutions was a thing invented by the fitness community or the gyms way back when they first started just to get people in the gyms? I mean, it's just a curiosity question. What if, you know? I mean, think about it. Valentine's Day, in a sense, was invented by Hallmark to sell more, cards. So, but yeah, Cassie, I'll agree with that. Yeah, find a new friend that will support your ideas. I mean, fuck, I got a lot of friends that now.
Okay, well, the first one you got to find that friend is you. That's what you got to remember. That's the important one. If you don't find yourself, you're fucked. Because that means you're relying on other people to support. You can't do that. You have to realize the person that you are, that's the person you need. It's you. Everyone else is a bonus. Because at the end of the day, most people are not going to be there for you anyway. It's not because they're bad people, but people have seasons. I had to say that kind of like shit, but some people are there forever. But some people are only there for certain pieces for whatever reason. But you are the only one who's going to fucking be there. And I said this on one of those TikTok videos is like, reason you should value yourself and respect yourself and actually make yourself most important because you are the only one that's guaranteed to be there when you fucking die. You're the only one that's going to be there for you for your entire life. You can't get away from yourself, right? So why are you going to respect other people's opinions more than your own? Why are you going to you need their support to do something, yet they're not guaranteed to be there. You are. Support your fucking self. But then the right people will come to you.
So that kind of reminds me of something that I actually was talking to a female friend I have. She's like, she tried telling me that, she has to put her kids above her husband. I'm like, why would you do that? She goes, what do you mean? I was like, your husband's supposed to be with you for the rest of your life. That when you guys say I do, that means for life, right? Your kids move out and start their own families when they turn whatever age they turn and move out. So I want you to think about that. Once your kids move out, if you're all about your kids and that's it, what the fuck is the point in your marriage? I want you to remember this. Seasons, your children can also be a season. Remember that, because your children will not always be accepting of the things you do or support the things you do. Right now, my kids support everything I do. But that's because they're young. They don't know the different tasks I can do. And Kyle, your goal for New Year's, fuck that. Your goal is already done. Shut up. You're already walking. You're just being lazy about it and sitting in a wheelchair. That motorcycle accident was not that bad. You were just in the hospital for a few months. It's not that big of a deal. I'm just joking. For those that don't know, my brother Kyle is actually in the comments over here, and he was in a motorcycle accident over the summer, which almost killed him. He is currently learning to walk again, which I'm very proud of him. I mean, this is something I keep telling people. Miracles happen every fucking day. My brother could have died over the summer, and I would have had to be going to a funeral. Instead, my brother chose to fight, even though he was asleep. He fought his fucking ass off. Okay? Guess what his number one goal is, why he wants to walk. Mind you, he was in a motorcycle accident. The reason he wants to walk, he wants to fucking ride again. Yep. But hey, I'm down for it. And I'm gonna support that goal, because I told you right now, if you're stuck in a wheelchair the rest of your life, we'll figure out a way to strap that wheelchair to a motorcycle and you'll be riding again. Fuck it. But welcome in, Ken. We're actually getting ready to jump off because Kyle, my pelvis is broken, blah, blah, blah. So what? Suck it up, Kyle. Your pelvis is broken. It's a flesh wound. I almost lost my leg. Me, flesh wound. You all remember that movie, right? Mm-hmm. It's but a flesh wound. He loses his arm, his legs. That's the funniest thing on the planet. Oh, I know you'll ride again. I know. We're not quitters, right, Kyle? But it is now 9:51. We're gonna go a little bit longer, guys, because I really like this conversation, to be honest with you. Like I said, when you create goals, don't expect everyone to support you. You got to be your biggest cheerleader. That's all there is to it. Straight up. You have to be your cheerleader. When everyone else is how do I put this? When everyone else is saying, no, you can't, you need to be louder than them in saying, yes, I can. And I mean, get the fuck up, be like, yes, I can. Fucking get fucking mad about it. You need to be pissed off that they're saying no and fucking prove them wrong, straight up. How many people said I can't? Now, I've been told so many fucking times that I can't raise 5 kids on my own. Motherfuckers, 5 years later, guess who's doing it? Yes, I fucking can. Is it difficult? Fuck yeah, it's fucking difficult. It's fucking difficult. I'll say that right now. But I'm telling you right now, you can fucking do it if you don't give yourself any other choice but to do it. I don't have a fucking option anymore. Podcast, that's it. That's my option. This program I'm developing for Empowered Kings and Empowered Mindset, this is the option. That's it. I don't have a way out. Mm-hmm. If I fail on this, guess what? I failed. But I'm not going to fail, because I don't know how to fail. Anyone that fucking really knows me, anyone that knows me knows I don't fucking give up, and I don't know how to quit. Matter of fact, Kyle used to tell me when we were kids, anytime I get in a fight, I'm too stupid to stay down. I'm too stupid to quit. I'll tell you that right now. I don't know how to quit. It's not in me. That word quit does not exist in me. Unfortunately, unless it's a shitty ass job, I'll quit those all day long. Fuck those jobs. Ain't making me money. Fuck them. Yeah, exactly. Watch this. Hold my fucking beer. I don't drink, but you can hold my coffee. If you spill, I'll kill you. Kyle, yes, you are. I'm just saying, Kyle, you're the same way. Look at God couldn't even take you out. This is fucking scary. When God can't even take us out, we're bad motherfuckers. Listen, when I was in Ohio, I was actually robbed in my Dodge, right? And I thought I was going to die that night. I'm not going to lie. I thought I was going to die. I thought these motherfuckers were going to kill me. But guess what? Once again, not even those fuckers could kill me, and they had fucking weapons. Fuck that. fuck with me, motherfuckers. Never spill a coffee. Well, fuck. Other than Ken, you're in here, right? Heathen Ken, where you at? Comment if you're still in here. That's a number one rule in the military, man. Don't spill your coffee. This is it. This is our lifeblood. Used to be fucking coffee and nicotine and caffeine. Caffeine, nicotine. Caffeine, nicotine, and adrenaline. Only thing to keep us through. But y'all, there you go. So once again, to those that have served, my brothers and sisters, thank you. And please, that's another thing real quick before I close this up and I bring Austin up to give his farewells. I want everyone to understand this. The next time you see a female out there and she's claiming to be a veteran, don't fucking question her, because I'm going to tell you right now, those females go through enough shit. They don't need your bullshit. All right. Now, we're getting ready to close up, guys. Life goals, yes. Ew, crispy. All right, someone block him. Do I have a moderator? Nick's travel blogs need to be blocked. He can't be talking that blasphemy. Krispy Kreme donuts is a shit, okay? You're probably young, so you probably don't know what the original Krispy Kremes was like. The original Krispy Kremes is a shit, okay? Anyone that knows Krispy Kreme's donuts, the real Krispy Kreme's donut, not the shit you get at the fucking store now in the gas station, like the real Krispy Kreme's donut was the shit. All right, so I'm going to bring Austin up. Austin, I hope you're ready because you're getting ready to come up, say your goodbyes. Y'all just remember, much love, much respect. Here he is.
Oh, shit.
Here it goes.
Okay, can y'all hear me?
Oh,
yeah,
Jesus.
I can hear you.
It sounds like a 1-900 line. Good Lord, sounds like I was paying him $3 a minute the way he sounds.
Here we go.
Welcome to the 1-800 line. Please, if you'd like a blonde, press 1. If you'd like a brunette, press 2. If you'd like...
Welcome to the podcast.
Nick, you were extremely right. Having it hard and whenever
time
I did
out.
start my
Hold the phone. Yes, someone definitely needs to get the pumpkin spice latte. Look, Nick, I thought you were a dude, man. You were like a basic white woman. Pumpkin latte or pumpkin spice latte from Dunkin'. Nick, you had me at, man. I'm holding my buddy accountable at the gym, working out every day. Yeah. And then he tells me he drinks pumpkin spice lattes from Dunkin' Donuts. Wow. All right, go ahead. Sorry.
Well, you are right. I did have it hard, but you know what? Where I am in comparison to whenever I very first started, completely different. And I did put.
I'm actually glad you brought that up. Here's my question: how many people told you that you wouldn't be able to make it as a service dog trainer?
Tons.
Huh?
Tons of people.
How about your mom and dad?
Pretty much laughed in my face and said, "That's not a real job."
Thank you. This is what I'm getting at, guys. He's damn good at it, and guess what? I have promoted him on every stream I've ever had. I don't give a shit if it's TikTok, Twitch. Here, I've always promoted him. You know why? Because I believe in his work. For those of you guys that don't know about Battle Buddy program, Battle Buddy program goes like this. If you're in Oklahoma City, check them out. How the Battle Buddy program works is if a civilian pays for a session with 2 Vets K9, a veteran gets a session free. Now, with that said, I'm just going to say it. 9 times out of 10, if you are a veteran, you're going to get your services free. What he's looking at as far as donations and stuff like that goes is to be able to get equipment for that veteran, such as a harness, remote collars, stuff like that. That's the stuff that's going to help succeed for veterans. Am I wrong, 2 Vets? If I'm wrong, correct me.
Nailed it.
All right. So with that said, guys, it is now 9:58. We do have to close this up because, let's just put it this way, it gets boring after an hour. So go ahead, 2 Vets, give your outro. Let's rock and roll.
I enjoyed seeing you today. Know you're loved, but most importantly, don't ever forget to be awesome, because you are. And if you're going to do a New Year's resolution, don't. Have it within yourself and have the discipline to get up and go do it. Until next
Facts.
time.
Don't forget to check out the official No Cut Cards here on YouTube, on TikTok, and go to the website, officialnocutcards.com. With that said, abracadabra.
I got nothing.